of the previous one. See rule number 5, the certificate of registration. A. Based on inspection reports, the registering authority shall grant the applicant establishment a certificate of registration in duplicate in the prescribed form 4 annexed to these rules after satisfying itself that the applicant has complied with all the requirements, criteria, facilities, etc. prescribed in the Appendix 2. 1. Infrastructure including buildings. 2. Essential medical equipment. 3. Equipment for protection from radiation. 4. Facility for disposal of biomedical waste. 5. Effective maintenance of sanitation and hygienic standards. 6. Qualified doctors. 7. Qualified paramedical staff. 8. Other essential staff. 9. Previous audit reports evidencing financial capability. B. One copy of the certificate of registration shall be displayed prominently at the reception or entrance of the establishment. The authority shall clearly specify in the certificate the category under which the establishment is registered. C. If after detailed inquiry and due opportunity to the applicant, the establishment does not satisfy the standards prescribed for registration, the registering authority shall, for reasons to be recorded in writing, reject the application for registration, duly cancelling the temporary registration granted earlier. Such rejection shall be communicated to the applicant in Form 5 annexed to these rules within a period of 90 days from the date of receipt of application to application for registration. D. The certificate of registration shall be non-transferable. E. In the event of any change of ownership, management, or name of the establishment, the registering authority shall intimated before such change, and the certificate of registration shall be surrendered to the registering authority so as to issue a revised certificate of registration after the inspection incorporated the changes. F. On ceasing to function as a establishment, or in case there is a change of category or change in address, both copies of the certificate of registration shall be surrendered to the registering authority, and the fresh registration shall be obtained after following the prescribed procedure. G. The certificate of registration shall be valid for a period of 5 years from the date of issue, subject to the conditions of review. Rule number 6. Renewal. The establishment shall apply for renewal in Form 6 annexed to these rules, along with the payment of the fees prescribed in Rule 15A, 3 months before expiry of the registration period of 5 years. The renewal shall be granted by the registering authority within 3 months from the date of receipt of the application, failing which it will be deemed to have been renewed. The renewal of the registration of certificate shall be granted in Form 7 annexed to these rules. 7. Suspension or cancellation of registration. A. The registering authority, on receipt of reliable information that the applicant for registration has been convicted or has been censured by an judicial or competent authority in relation to his or her professional character, or has been guilty or any misconduct, or on a written complaint that a private medical care establishment has violated any of the terms and conditions of the registration, or any of the given directions it was given, or has contravened any of the provisions of the Act or these rules, the registration authority, after making enquiries thereto and after written explanation, is called for from establishment on the allegations levelled against establishment, may order suspension of the certificate of registration for such a period as it may think fit. If the registering authority is satisfied then that a prima facie case has been made out. B. The registering authority, immediately after suspending the certificate of registration, shall send a registered notice to establishment in writing in Form 8, informing the time, date, and place at which the case will be heard by registering authority. The registering notice shall be sent to the establishment at least by giving 15 days time for hearing. The registering authority shall also direct the establishment to surrender their certificate of registration on or before date of hearing. C. The establishment shall be entitled to be represented either an authorized person or a legal practitioner. D. If the establishment does not represent either by authorized person or a legal practitioner, the registering authority may proceed with documentary evidence available with it and determine the case and order cancellation of certificate of registration or revoke the suspension of the certificate of registration by recording the reasons. The said order has to be communicated to the establishment within 3 days from the date of such order in the prescribed Form 9 annexed to these rules. Rule number 8. The appeal. A. The appellate board constituted by the government with the following members shall receive and adjudicate the appeals preferred against the decision of the registering authority. 1. Principal Secretary. 2. Government of HM and FW Department Chairman. 2. The Director of Medical Education AP Hyderabad Member Convener. 3. The Director of Health AP Hyderabad Member. 4. Commissioner APWP Hyderabad Member. 5. One member from IMA nominated by the government after duly consulting IMA member. 6. The one member from the APNA nominated by government after duly consulting the APNA member. B. Any establishment, if aggrieved by the order of the registering authority, may prefer an appeal in the prescribed form. See in the Form 10 annexed to these rules to the appellate board within 30 days from the date of receipt of such order. C. After receipt of the appeal, the appellate board shall fix the time and date for hearing and inform the same to the appellant and others concerned by a registered letter, giving at least 15 days time for hearing of the case. D. The appellant may represent by himself or authorized person or a legal practitioner and submit the relevant documentary material, if any, in support of the appeal. E. The appellate board shall hear all the concerned, receive the relevant oral or documentary evidence submitted by them, consider the appeal, and communicate its decision, preferably within 90 days from the date of filing the appeal in the prescribed form 11. F. If the appellate board considers that an interim order is necessary in the matter, it may pass such order, pending final disposal of the appeal. G. The decision of appellate board shall be final and binding. H. If no appeal is filed against the decision of the registering authority in the prescribed period, that is within 30 days from the date of receipt of the order, the orders of the registering authority stands final. 9. Display of rates. A. The establishment shall display the rates charged for each type of service provided by them for the benefit of the patients at the reception counter in both the local and English language. The list of minimum services for which the rates are to be displayed are given in the Appendix 3. B. A copy of such list shall be sent to the registering authority by the 1st June every year for record. C. The details of services and rates shall be explained to the patients or their attendants at the time of admission without any ambiguity.